Hey, welcome back to Game Dev Weekly. My name's Max and I'm working on Hydroneer. And this week's going to be a quick episode. I've just got a few things to show off. Mainly, it's first off, this new vehicle works a lot nicer than it did before. All the vehicles have had like a complete revamp and they actually work a lot nicer. They're also a lot less buggy and easier to use. So here I am in Bridgeport and we got a new store. This is called Fabric's Fancy Furniture. It's got a massive top hat on it because obviously if you're fancy you have a top hat on top of your house. And it's a quite nice store. It sells some pretty cool things. So first up we got a fancy carpet. So this is kind of just something that you can place down in your base and walk over. Also fancy tables. I've also got another table in the other store that I'll show you later on as well. We've got some new beds. Some of the new storage items that I showed you in a previous video. So we've got the fish trophy right here, some plinths, also some safes. Here are some golden head statues. You may notice that the prices in these stores are a lot higher, and that's because it's more of a fancier store, and obviously you've got to have prices to match the fanciness. Here's a deer trophy. It's kind of like the fish trophy, except from there isn't deer in the game, so I just manually put on a deer. You can buy it pre-killed. There is a throne. This is, I think, the most expensive item in the game. It's 14,500. So only the richest players will be able to afford something like that, especially with these new balances that come in the 1.2 update. So that's everything in the fancy store for now. I am going to add in more items later on. That's why there's quite a lot of space here. Moving on to the next housing store. Now, what I've done is essentially just extended out the previous one. You may notice that the buying area right here is a lot bigger as well. So we've got some cool wooden stairs. I've removed the red walls that you saw previously. And now if you did have one red wall and you go to this next save, then you'll have this kind of tin wall right here. These tin pieces are going to be really useful if you want to move dirt, but you don't really want to use a conveyor. You know, you can sometimes just have things roll down them and stuff. I know a lot of players have been using them for that anyway, and I kind of wanted to lean into that in the design of the game. We've got these new light posts that are essentially just replacements for the old ones. The model just looks a bit nicer, I think. Now we have the new housing pieces. So right now these are basically built on a bigger grid. So you can see here, this is like a 2x2 foundation. And everything else is essentially 2x2 as well. So, you know, you've got your large doorway, an angled wall, some large walls here, and then the same kind of thing but with windows instead. And right here you've got now these different thatch roofing. So to be honest, you probably could actually use some of these metal roofing if you preferred what it looks like. But I think the thatch roofing looks really nice. And just to go into the equipment store as well, you'll notice there's going to be a few new items. There's one more item that we haven't added in the game yet for this 1.2 update. And I think I'll probably talk about that in the next video. But yeah, there's a funnel. Everyone has been requesting this so many times. So yeah, we've got a funnel. Things will be easier to funnel now using this funnel. And of course, you've got everything in the previous videos, like the tool bags, the scales, the mining helmets up here. And this store is getting really, really full. We also have this new magnet staff. It works a little bit like the magnet on a stick, but it just works a bit better. And of course, it's a bit more expensive. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this week's episode. It's just been a really quick one as I've been super, super busy. But I hope you guys are excited for the new update. And if you haven't already got the game, then getting it on May 8th. A big thank you to the community helper team. We've been doing some bug fixing together and it's been super helpful to have them report bugs to me. I'm really appreciative of all their support. A big thank you as always to all the Patreons. I really, really appreciate your support. It's so helpful to have financial support before the game goes on sale so I can be working on things like the soundtrack and sorting out setting up the business. All these things cost money and your financial support is very, very helpful. Thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you all next week.